Welcome back. Now, restaurant owners and staff countrywide are taken to the streets in protest against COVID-19 lockdown regulations. The restaurant industry has taken one of the most serious knocks, with many forced to close their doors permanently.
Well, many have been allowed to reopen for sit-down meals, but the alcohol ban is causing severe losses. Let's take you to eNCA's Silindelo Masikane, who is in Parkhurst and is monitoring that protest by members and people who are active in the restaurant industry. So it's a bit of a unique protest there, Slee, in that they wanted to sort of dramatize and showcase just what empty chairs look like and the impact of the ban on alcohol and serving alcohol. And of course, they are making suggestions on how that could be done safely within the restaurant space. What are you hearing from some of the industry players who are taking part in today's protest?
Good afternoon to us. Yes, we are here in Parkhurst, a very popular destination when it comes to eateries and those that like to come out and enjoy a good meal and see friends, you know, kind of socialize. We are here to monitor that particular protest that you're talking about, to us, that is expected to start at around midday this afternoon and end at around 2 o'clock. And the industry is essentially trying to make a statement and appealing to government to hear their cries in terms of what they call very harsh regulations that are making it very difficult to conduct business. Yes, they have been allowed to have sit-down meals, but now with the recent second alcohol ban, this has now put pressure and put the industry really in crisis in terms of how they're going to survive. So what we are expecting from around 12 o'clock, I'm going to move out of shot just to show you, is that this particular street will be lined with tables and chairs that have been taken outside of the restaurants, just to make a statement. If you look just across the street as well, the other restaurant is also preparing for this particular protest, and we are expecting the restaurant industry to appeal to government to kind of just give them some leeway in terms of how they can conduct their business. I'm going to be speaking to Joanne, who is the owner of Espresso here in Parkhurst. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. You're ready for the protest. What is the statement that you're trying to make here, and what is your appeal to government? And just take us through what business has been like.
Thank you for the opportunity. I feel like we haven't really had the opportunity to voice our opinions, and I want to start by saying that we're so very grateful that we've been able to open our shops at all. Our industry is only effective, profitable, viable if we turn tables, in other words, being busy, and it's only effective, viable and profitable if we can sell alcohol. Initially, we weren't even concerned about the alcohol issue. We were just trying to trade. We're trading now, but I want to make a point in that the hours that we've been allowed to trade aren't helping us in any way, because in the time that we can trade, everybody's working. The most of our business comes from evenings, and it comes from weekends. The curfew has completely put a halt to whatever viability we could have before, and all we've been trying to do for 3 months is to get our staff back in the groove of working. I'm now going forward letting my staff go one by one again, because there just aren't any customers. This opportunity is awesome for us. I want to say to everybody that it's inevitable what's happening, and our livelihoods and our jobs and the livelihoods and jobs of our staff has got to be more important than whatever fears we have about this virus. It's here to stay. It's all over the world. We're going to have to learn to live with it. But I'm very, very desperately trying to get this message across, and that is, it is a lot more dangerous to be a hungry, desperate person than it is to be a sick person. And if we allow people to get more hungry, they're going to get more dangerous. Please let us just trade. Please take away the curfew at the very least. I can't get my kitchen clean, my shop closed up, and my staff home before 9 o'clock at night if I can't make money after 5, which is when everybody's working. We're urging government to allow us to at least trade post the curfew, and we are begging them to give leniency on the alcohol, as Rasa has recommended, 2 drinks per main meal ordered, please just sit and listen and try and keep us from closing our shops down. 30 or 40% of the restaurants aren't ever going to open again from March. And if this carries on, 30 or 40% of those that are left are not going to open. Fear is worse for some, but the facts are more important for me. The facts have to be more important than the fears.
I think there was also a lot of concern from customers because we saw in Gauteng reports about 1 million graves being prepared and people being encouraged to stay at home. How is this affecting business? I mean, your poster says right here that 35 jobs are at stake just here at your restaurant alone.
You know, we've got 4 modules to our business now, which used to just be sit down. It's now takeaway, which we didn't really do much of. It's delivery, which we never did. And we've also got this table over here, which has brought us an additional income in a little sale of a croissant or a cake. We can't let go of any one of these 4 modules. Well, my point is that we're doing deliveries, and there are still very many people out there that will say to us, please don't touch my button, please don't touch my gate, leave the food outside. So I understand that fear. There are a lot of other people that really just want to go on with their lives, because what's the point in living a life if you can't live it? I can't speak for the fears people have, and I think that if you're that fearful, you must be concerned and you must follow the protocols. Do the distancing, do the stay away, stay home, do the sanitizing, do whatever you have to do. But for the rest of us that see an other side of this so much worse, let them trade with those same protocols in place.
Thank you so much, Ed. All right. Tell us, we will be speaking to many owners here in Parkhurst. I think you've heard from Joanne just how dire the situation is, just how desperate they are to have just some relaxations in terms of the regulations that will just allow them to trade, allow them to make business, allow them to support their families, allow them to feed, those that depend on the salaries that are made by the most vulnerable, essentially, waiters, bartenders. These particular regulations, the bans, are having a ripple effect in terms of the industries that are being affected, from tourism to entertainment as well as restaurants. So as you can see, it's going to be quite interesting to see just how many of the restaurateurs and the industry coming together essentially today to make a statement, to make a point to say that hashtag jobs save lives.
Yeah, Silindelo Masikane, thank you for that. And yeah, absolutely powerful words there from that guest that Silindelo was talking to. That reality hitting home of the economic impact. I mean, part of what they're going to battle with, I imagine, to me, is that even when they reopened and sort of scale up as they've done now, many people are still fearful.
Absolutely. I mean, 30 to 40% of restaurants permanently being closed is a lot of restaurants. It's a lot of economic activity that's been lost here. But equally, hearing there from that restaurant owner is the point that's being made about the curfew, saying that they usually make their money or their income when people knock off, obviously, from work. So after 5 p.m. So that 9 p.m. curfew seems to be interrupting their flow of trade. But also talking about that alcohol leniency, that it might assist them, of course, in just the sales and just trading and not letting people off.
There are no easy answers.
There are no easy answers at this time.